Hello. In this video, we will introduce the string type. We already used the primitive data types for integers, for floating point numbers, for characters, and for Boolean values. This section, we will introduce the string type. String represents a sequence of characters. String is a predefined data type in C++. It is an object type. We can look at some features of objects in this section too. When you define a character using the shell type, that's a single character using the single quotation mark. For the string, you use the double quotation marks. So this is to assign the string to the string variable message. Message now represents a string. String type is not a primitive data type. It is known as an object type. When you declare an object type, the variable actually represents an object. This message represents an object. Declaring an object actually creates an object. Here, message represents a string object with contents. Programming is fun. Objects are defined using classes. String is predefined in the C++ library. We will introduce objects in detail in chapter 9. For now, we need to know how to create a string object and how to use some simple functions in the string class. So these are some simple functions for now. This is length. You're going to return the number of characters in the string. So when you use this function, you have to invoke it from a string object. So that object, how many characters are represented in that string object. The size is same as length. At returns the character at the specified index. Now, all these functions in the string are known as instance functions or object member functions. You have to invoke them from an object. Object is an instance of a class, so that is the name coming from instance. For example, here we have the string is ABCD, and this message.length will return 4. Message.at 0. So look, this at 0 right here, it is at index. The first one is index 0. So the last index for this is actually 3. So the length total is 4. So the last one is index is 3 because first one is 0. You can assign an empty string. Empty string, please note that this is wrong. There's no space here. Empty string, it doesn't have a space there. To use the string type, you need to include the string header file in your program. String index and subscript operators. You can use the string subscript to access the characters from a string. So this is the, we're going to look at this now. This is here, you can write here S bracket 0. So that is here is for this, S is this is bracket 0. So that is A. So this, if you can assign a new value into this S bracket 0. So this is P. So when you display S bracket 0, that is P. So please note that here the index, you're using 0. So if you use 3, that's fine. That's the last one. But if you use 4, that will be incorrect. So that is going to be indexed out of bounds. So be careful, and that will cause some problems. Concatenating strings, you can combine two strings together using this plus operator. And you can also use the augmented, the assignment operator, addition assignment. So this is fine. So you're going to combine this string with whatever the string already in message. So this is becoming a new message. You can also add a character with the string. So this is ABC. Now you're going to append D to S, S becoming A, B, C, D. Now please note that you cannot write this. Two string literals cannot be used using this plus operator. You can only use it with one of them has to be string. So this is string here, and one of this has to be string. And two string literals cannot be concatenated using the plus operator. But this will be fine. So you have the string this is New York, and now the string plus London, and now it's a new string, then plus Paris. So this is fine. Comparing strings. You can compare the strings using the relational operators. This double equal sign, not equal, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So this is here. And please note that here when you compare ABC with ABE, so are they equal? No. So you're going to display a 0 means false. And here, ABC is greater than ABE. So is that true? So that's not true. A, B are fine, but C is actually less than E. So this is going to be false. So this is false. How do you read string? A string can be read from a keyboard. You can use cin to read it. So if you enter a city, a single word, London, for example, this is fine, you enter London. But if you enter New York, there's two words with a space in between. So what happens? You only read the first one, new. To read the entire line, you will have to use this function, getLine, and with cin, and with this s, this is going to be read as string. And here's delimited using this new line character. You can use any kind of delimiters, but commonly is the new line. By default, it is new line. You can write the code without giving this, and that will be fine. So let's run the program and just give it a try here in this example here. We're going to write this code here, order two cities. So this will be two strings, city1 and city2. Prompt the user to enter the first city, so we use get line. So note that, and here, so this, the new line is omitted. So by default, and this delimiter is new line. Enter the second city. So please note that you should not use C in this case because the city name, you may have New York with a space here. So this is not correct. So we're gonna use get line C in city 2. So now we're gonna compare the two strings in alphabetic order. If city 1 is less than or equal to city 2. So this is the display city 1, city 2. Otherwise, first city 2, then city 1. So in alphabetic order. So when you run this program, you see you enter New York, Boston, and this, the output. So let's look at this, New York and Boston. So you're going to get the Boston, New York. So this is the output, Boston, New York. So let's change this to Boston, Atlanta. And now you're going to see this is going to be Atlanta, Boston. That is all for this section on the string type. See you on the next video.